Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. ACCUSTATS Video Productions is proud to welcome you to the 42nd U.S. Open 9-Ball Championships. Thanks very much. We're here in the ACCUSTATS Arena live from the Sheraton Norfolk WATERSIDE Hotel in Norfolk, Virginia, the home of the U.S. Open for the past 3 years, and we hope for many, many more years to come. We're about to begin our evening program. We've got tremendous action for you coming up all around, so please stay with us. Before we get underway here, I'd like to take another opportunity to recognize our 3 signature sponsors, Aramith, Simonis, and Diamond, for supporting the U.S. Open, ACCUSTATS, and professional pool throughout the years. And I can't say this enough, how much we appreciate each and every one of you great, loyal ACCUSTATS and pool fans out there for watching along with us, and for those of you that have come here live to see it in person. Thank you very much. You are absolutely the best pool fans in the world. I have a terrific matchup for you here right now. It's now my pleasure to introduce our 2 competitors. Little bit of history here too, you'll find out momentarily, but our first player, all of 18 years old, look out in the future. He's from Albania. He won the Aramith Masters World Pool Series event earlier this year in New York, and I think we all know who's the promoter and organizer of that event, so that's going to add a little drama here. He's sponsored by High Rock and by the Albania Snooker Federation. Let's hear it for Eklent Kaci. His opponent is from England. I don't think there's anybody that is a pool fan around the world that doesn't know what's going to happen to this gentleman at the Mosconi Cup in December. But I'm going to tell you, even if you already know. We all know that he's been voted into the BCA Hall of Fame, and rightfully so. And I just want to take an extra second or two here to let everybody know some of the accomplishments that this man has in basically a little over 10 years since he came over from his English 8-ball background and started to make a name for himself here in the USA. He began his trek to the Hall of Fame in 2008 when he won the World 10-Ball Championship in the Philippines. He followed that up right here at the U.S. Open in 2010 and 2011 with back-to-back undefeated championships. 2 years in a row, he didn't lose a match. The next year, he went on to win the World 9-Ball Championship. Then he decided he'd like to play straight pool. Not only did he become the World 14-1 champion, but he set a world record that might never, ever be broken, with 200 and out in the semifinals of the World Tournament. He's represented Team Europe on the Mosconi Cup at least 7 or 8 times. I've lost count, and he's a former Mosconi Cup MVP, former World Pool Masters champion, and an extremely long list of accomplishments that now we don't have any more time for, but I did want to recognize those accomplishments that have led him to being inducted later on this year and taking his place with the greats of the game. He's truly a world champion. He's from England, as I said, sponsored by Predator, Rossen Tables, and Czechio. Ladies and gentlemen, a Hall of Fame welcome for Dynamite, Darren Appleton. Okay, let's go ahead and lag for the break. Good luck to both of you. Don't let us down, Darren. And at this time, it's my pleasure to send it upstairs to Mark Wilson and a very, very special guest, Chris Melling. Take it away, gentlemen.
Welcome, pool fans, to the 2017 U.S. Open and ACCUSTATS coverage of world-class 9-ball. My name is Mark Wilson. Tonight, we're blessed to have professional player Chris Melling alongside. Welcome aboard, Chris, and give us a couple pre-match thoughts here.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here, Mark, and it's my first time commentating on the US Open, and what a match we've got. Darren Appleton against Eklent Kaci. I've a funny feeling this is going to be a close one. Both players have a similar game. Eklent playing a lot of snooker, so he's not really going to miss balls, but he's got an unbelievable power break, and I feel that that's going to be the turning point in the game, let's say.
The break?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, he hits the break as good as anybody I've ever seen. But Darren's experienced in every aspect of the game.
Yeah, yeah. And, Darren's kind of got an injury over the last year with his elbow. Is that correct?
Yeah, he's not played a great deal over the past 6 months. He's had a few issues, but obviously we all have them. But he's got back to his best. I watched him last night, and he was cueing the ball as good as I've ever seen him.
Yeah, and he's such a tough-minded guy. Even if he was struggling a little bit, the mental tenacity is always there, and that always gives him a fighter's chance for sure.
Yeah, he's certainly the strongest mentally that I've ever seen in any cue sport.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's won the leg. He'll be breaking. This is a race to 11. 6 balls on the wing. Yeah, 6 ball found the mark.
Good break there from Darren, and he's got a nice opening shot that's actual natural angle to get onto the 2 ball.
Looks like he'll have to roll this one in. First shot of any rack is always super important, even at the expense of perfect position. Just don't want to turn the table over on an unforced error from here. Caught it a little heavy.
Yeah, I'll be disappointed with that, will Darren, but it's his first shot at the table. I mean, apart from the break, it's to be expected early on in the match. We saw that yesterday between Copini and Jason Shaw. Both players making unforeseen errors.
Kaci's only 18 years old. I didn't realize that, but that's remarkable. He's playing at this level, at that age.
Yeah, look, it looks like he's about 35.
But look how tall he is. You rarely see great pool players that are tall. Do you know that?
Yeah, because the pool table's very low. It's a lot lower than any other cue spot table, I think. So I think he's about 6'5", his Kaci. He's quite tall.
Legal shot. Didn't completely block Darren from hitting the one, but I think he can only catch the edge of it.
I think he's got a decent safety here. If he can just clip off the right-hand side from where we're looking on the 1 ball, send the white ball behind the 7, behind the 9 and up the table, the 1 ball will go behind the 5. It looks like he's attacking.
He chose a little half mass A and got it down behind the 5.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate to leave it near the centre pocket. The players of this calibre will jump this and make this probably 7 or 8 out of 10.
Yeah, good call there. We fully expect him to get this. He'll be a little disappointed if he doesn't pocket this.
One of the things that I think will go against both players here is the clock. Both players like to take quite a lot of time, measure everything up properly. But obviously here we have a 40-second shot clock.
That's right, and 1 extension per rack that automatically gets used once you eclipse that first 40 seconds. You don't have to call for it. Effortlessly fired that ball in the side, just like you suggested.
Yeah, and he's got decent position on the 2 ball. I'm just wondering if the 3 will pass the 8 and the 4 into the corner pocket. Otherwise, he's running away from the 3 ball. He could also play the 3 ball in the same pocket that he's playing the 2 here.
Very interesting, that someone this young could play at this level. His cueing, I noticed he feathers just maybe an inch at the most, and just and then long backswing on the final stroke.
He also has a 6-inch extension on the back of his cue while he's playing. His cue must be about 6 feet long as well, which also helps him for shots like this because he's going to be stretching a little bit for this.
Mm-hmm.
But like you say, he's such a tall guy that this is a natural for him, really.
Darren's certainly aware that this will be a tough match.
Yeah, I think there'll be quite a few ups and downs. Both players got a lot of respect for each other. Darren, like I said, Darren's been playing well, and when Darren plays well, to beat him, you have to play unbelievable.
Right. Well, you don't get to the Hall of Fame by not being able to beat tough players, so. Will you be coming for the induction?
Well, I've actually been asked to be his guest speaker.
Uh-huh.
So he's going to have to be nice to me over the next 3 or 4 weeks or so. Otherwise, he's on
his own.
He's definitely going to get some grief off me. Now, I've actually wrote quite a few things down, what I'm going to say. Obviously, I've got to put a few funny stories in there.
Yeah.
Which I won't elaborate on air.
Okay. No, we'll save that. I'll be looking forward to it, though.
Yeah, they're funny. I can assure you everybody will be laughing.
No, he deserves it. That will be a very happy time, a lifelong achievement, being elected into the Hall of Fame.
Well, the thing is for me, I mean, what he's done in the 10 years is just remarkable. I don't think there's ever been a player that's done what he has done in 10 years.
No, I am inclined to agree.
That just shows his character, really.
Well, Kaci's taken care of business thus far in the opening rack. This all was, the opportunity was gleaned from a slight miss on the one ball by Darren. 1-0 is our score. Kaci in front.
Yeah, Darren will be a little bit disappointed with that. Obviously, he had a chance there straight away, but like I said earlier, it's his first shot. So we can expect a few mistakes. This table does play a little bit faster than all the others, though, and it's a lot slicker. So when you kind of play a stun or a draw shot, it reacts so quickly, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So you have to be so careful with position.
I suspect it's more than the lights. It probably gets less practice play than those tables out there do. And then, the balls probably get a little dirtier out there. I think they polish these even more often. And so cumulative, this table gets less play and the balls stay cleaner. So, yes, certainly imagine that.
Well, just watch this break here, Mark. Watch how hard he hits a break.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's unbelievable how hard it is. I mean, obviously he's using a cut break here because we have to break the ball slightly different in this tournament. Where normally Kaci would break from the side rail, we've got to break inside the break box. But he does hit them unbelievably hard.
I like the nice eye pattern here as he gets prepared to lock in on the one ball. 8 balls on the wing. Wing ball shot in like a bullet. One ball checked up in front of the side pocket. This is a nice layout.
Yeah, they've come out nice there. Little bit of trouble getting position onto the 2 ball. Cue ball's automatically going towards the 6. We'll probably see Kaci try and draw in between the 6 and the 3, but he's got to be careful that it doesn't hit the 9.
Looks like he might even take a look at the corner pocket too. No, back to the side pocket. If he goes in the corner pocket, the cue ball control is far easier. It's a little bit tougher shot to make.
Yeah, I like that shot, Mark. I think that's actually the correct shot because you guarantee position. Where the other way, there's a lot of traffic in the way. There's the 3, the 6, the 9. And even if you find a gap, you could slide in behind the 5 ball. Just needs to be careful here.
Queuing up for the side.
Well, that's a really poor shot there from Kaci. I mean, we all knew that he was going to go into the balls, but to play it slowly like that, I'm not too sure. I think your option was certainly the right option, Mark.
Well, we can't fault him. He's a straight shooter. He's made it this far. He's playing Darren Appleton, but probably a little inexperience from youth too, He's shown us a lot already, and he will learn from that shot.
Well, depending how he plays this, he could actually jump it and make the 4-ball. And he can still make the 4-ball off the 2 if he hits this with pace. Problem being, the harder he hits this, the more the angle will widen. There we see it.
Great
4-ball
call,
straight in the
Chris.
corner.
Great call. Yeah, he was able to warp it off the 2. Well, we're probably looking at a safety play now, and not an easy one either.
No, I'm not quite sure what he can play here. It is quite a tough safety, really.
Yes, very. Controlling both balls and amongst all that clutter.
I think the only thing he can do is clip the 2-ball to the rail and send a cue ball in behind the 3. I mean, is he playing the combination?
I wouldn't think. That'd be really awkward. He's banking it, I think.
Well, that's a really good shot that he's played there.
I'd say. From where he was at to get it around like this. Terrific. This is going to be tough for Darren to recover from, too.
Yeah, he's got a couple of options here. Separate the 2 and the 1 ball, put both balls on the side rail, or spin the cue ball 3 or 4 rails in behind the 6.
He hit it heavy. He was trying your shot.
I think he's got lucky. He never played to get behind the 3, that's for sure. But he'll take it.
How does someone 18 years old get this good that they can hang in there with Darren Appleton?
I'm not too sure. I'd say he's the best 18-year-old in the world.
Yeah, I've never seen one.
That's for sure.
He won Darren's big tournament in New York. I remember hearing about it. I'm thinking, well, who is this guy?
Well, I actually shared a room with him at the Derby City earlier in January this year.
Yeah.
And I rarely saw him in the room. He was just playing for money every single minute of the day. So obviously that's where he gets his experience from, I guess. But I think this is where it may catch him out a little bit, is the kicking, the safety. Because we know that Darren obviously is really experienced in that situation.
Right.
But I'm not too sure how Kaci can play in that situation. He's under it, this one, I think.
Yeah, he hit a little bit on the full side of the pocket, too, so.
Well, for those people watching at home, that shot there, whenever I coach anybody at pool, I always tell them there's always a right side and a wrong side to land on a ball. You can always over-hit it or under-hit it. In that situation there, if he over-hits a cue ball, he's definitely going to be on the side or the both corner pockets. Where if you under-hit the shot, you've really only got a bank on the 3.
Great point. Well, that's an unforced error, and that's what determines the outcome of these matches. Is when you turn the table over to these good players like this, they're not going to return it to you in the same fashion. So, they try to minimize the amount of times you come to the table with a great shot. Someone that possesses this type of break too, it can easily morph into 3 or 4 games before you get another good turn.
Yeah, I'll be disappointed with Darren. He knew that was an opportunity, but when he played the bank, on one of the outside tables, the way he played it, he'd probably make that shot. But the fact that he's playing on the TV table where it slides because of the new cloth, the lighting, the heating, everything, the clean balls, it just slides that little bit more, so he needed to play it with a bit more pace to keep it straight, really.
Sometimes Darren's kind of hard on himself, and when he hit the object ball a little heavy and came up short to get on the 3, he punished himself by making himself bank it when he should have probably been a little bit more judicious, a hair aggressive.
Yeah, we've still got a long way to go, though. I mean, race to 11, and we all know what can happen with winner breaks.
Yeah.
I found that out yesterday. Playing one safety, and I was 7-0 down.
Very accurate. Did not wobble at all on the way down.
If you noticed on the shot as well, Mark, he never moved anything apart from his cue.
Oh, no.
His
he
head was
stays-
still,
yeah,
everything was very still.
That really contributes to accuracy. And there it is. Kaci takes advantage of the unforced error. Leads the match 2-0. Were you here for Jason Shaw's performance last night?
Yeah, I watched it from the stands. I saw it from the beginning, and I said to Jason last night, I actually texted him after the match, and I said he actually wanted to play golf at 8:30 this morning, and we didn't get out of here till about 2. And I said to him, I said, look, just bear down on your shots, because he made a lot of unforced errors, did Jason, because he's such an attacking player, a little bit like myself. We tend to go for a little bit too much, because our ability tells us that we're going to make that ball all the time, which obviously you're never going to make it all the time. But once he got in that zone, let's say, I don't know too many people that could beat him when he gets in that zone.
Part of what happened was that every time he came to the table, the balls wouldn't cooperate. He'd be jacked up over something. And even with super firepower, he was just hamstrung. He just couldn't make it happen. But then finally at the end, he got some shots. And
Yeah, it was unbelievable, wasn't it? I mean, he played a poor positional shot and hooked himself, kicked it 2 rails, made it, ran out, then broke and ran. Then broke, had to play a full-length jump shot, made that. That was the best shot for me. And then the last rack, he played one good shot in the last rack, and then it was just, well, you just knew he was going to clear up.
Kaci breaking, 6 ball on the wing. Chris Melling has informed us he has a super break. 1 ball found the side. It's going to be a legal break. 2 ball bound right up on the cue ball. So we're going to see a safety exchange. Yeah, the straight back bank in the last rack with Jason Shaw last night was the gutsiest, courageous. I mean, you're just betting the whole match right there,
Yeah, I just think he was thinking to himself. I've been in a similar situation where you're in a match like that. I was in a similar match with Lee Van Corteza in the China Open, and I had one shot, and I thought, if I make this ball, I'm definitely going to run out. And if I don't go for it and he makes it, I'm going to be sick. So I thought, I'm going for it. And I think that's what Jason thought.
I do too.
And, well, he shot it into the hole at 100 mile an hour.
We just started laughing. I mean, it was so good.
But he's such a funny character as well,
Yep.
He's a breath of fresh air, really, for the game.
Yeah.
Got to be a little bit careful here. He's got to make sure he hits a rail. That's a really clever shot there.
That was
Really
a
clever shot.
tremendous effort. He had the mass 8 of the rail and then had the right speed. Got the cue ball right blocked up by the 9 ball, 6 and 8.
And I think the natural angle for a 2-rail kick, I think the 7 ball's slightly in the way. I think there's not too much he can do to get this 2-ball safe, really. Unless he relies on a little bit of fortune.
He's thinking about coming out of the corner. Great shot. No matter how it turns out. It's not going to turn out the way he wanted it, but it was just a great effort.
Yeah, he hit it perfect. He just hit it with a little bit too much pace.
And it's hard to fault that because you don't know if you're going to land heavy on the 2 or thin. He landed thin on the 2, and that left a lot of power left in the cue ball. But you definitely want to go for some separation if you do land full. Good look there. You can see just how still he keeps his head throughout the delivery. You make a great point, Chris. That really increases accuracy.
This also helps here, Mark, that he's a tall guy. He can reach his shot with ease.
Mm-hmm.
Where if obviously myself or Darren was playing this shot, I mean, well, I certainly couldn't be reaching that shot, that's for sure.
Getting the bridge. Going to try to work the cue ball back up towards the 4 ball in the side pocket.
And this shouldn't really be a problem with him being a snooker player. Used to using the bridge on quite a lot of shots on the snooker table.
They played for the corner. Okay. A little more angle than I thought. Good execution. Chris, you're on your way to New York from here?
Yeah, I'm travelling with Darren and Daryl Peach. We go to Darren's event in New York, and then I fly home on the 4th of November. And then I'm back over to Vegas on the 1st of December to watch the Moscone Cup. And then I'm playing a new tournament, a new game called 7-Ball Run in Vegas.
Oh, really? That sounds interesting.
I'm going to be there for about 3 months. Yeah, the game 7-Ball Run is. I haven't played too much of it, but basically you're playing against the table itself rather than opponent, and there's no luck involved whatsoever. You've basically got to make balls and they're put in different situations on the table. It seems really good.
I imagine Darren will be in that also, right?
I don't think he's playing in
No.
it. I think he's been spending quite a little bit of time in England recently as Darren, which is why he's not been playing a lot of tournaments also. It's great to see him back to somewhere near his best.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, amen. Our sport needs him. Very still.
The thing with Kaci, he never misses an easy ball. A makeable ball, he doesn't really miss them. What I found when I played him, it was more the tactical side where I was beating him.
Right.
The kicking and the banking and things like that. It's just about okay there on the 8. Overrun it slightly.
Didn't try to be cute there and go soft speed. He wanted to let the stroke out a little bit. That makes it play just a little bit easier. And the 9-ball scores. Kaci now has 3, Appleton 0.
And Darren needs to start getting off the mark here. He needs to get his first rack on the board, because this game could get away from him very quickly.
Right. That's the thing, yeah. In these matches raced to 11 with good players, it's not a long run. So you miss the opening, a rack or two early, it doesn't mean you can easily come back. And like you can see, Kaci is unwilling to miss balls. So that really hampers coming back.
Well, the thing is, this year, I haven't played the last 2 US Open, so I wasn't aware of the break situation and what type of players was playing. Obviously, I knew the top players was playing. But in recent years, there's been maybe 256, 300 people playing, and you could kind of get a decent draw. And I don't mean to sound disrespectful to any other player, because a lot of people playing it just to say they've played in the tournament. Right. Whereas obviously we playing it to try and win the tournament.
Right.
But you could kind of get 2 or 3 decent rounds under your belt, get your arm in, get the feel for the stroke and what have you. Where this year it's just been, well, I've never seen draws like it. It's just unbelievable.
Yep.
The first rounders could be finals.
Absolutely right. And you know, remarkably, there's 77 foreign players here from 20 countries. There's only 139, so there's more European and Asians than there is Americans at the U.S. Open.
Yeah, I'd probably say 75 to 80% of the field have all won either a major title or something along them lines as well.
Right. Ooh, cue ball's getting
where's a
kicked
cue ball?
around.
Where's a 9? Oof. That was getting thrown about all over the place there. Is he on the 2 ball?
Yeah, he has a shot, it looks like.
Well, it's automatic position onto the 4, but the 4's not going to be easy unless he powers this 2 ball in with topspin, which obviously makes the pot a lot harder.
If I had his firepower, I would roll this in and just get the cue ball 6 inches from the end rail, back off, and just settle for that rather than try to risk the getting closer to the 4 ball.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. The only problem, from my experience from playing on the table the day before yesterday, is that it slightly turns off to the left-hand side.
Right.
Most tables do because obviously they haven't bedded into the carpet properly. You never get a really level table anywhere in the world. So he's got to be careful rolling this. So he could hit it thin, and the 2 ball could hit the top rail first.
Head still. Very heady play there.
The 9 ball could be in if it rolls a bit faster. Ooh, it wasn't far away. He's played a good shot there.
Fantastic shot.
Really good shot. Shown a lot of character as well, because a lot of people would have gone for that.
Yeah, the commentator here would have.
I would have definitely gone for it, that's for sure.
I knew you would.
I would have definitely gone for that. But yeah, that shows a lot of experience from an 18-year-old playing that kind of shot.
That really puts the pressure on Darren. He knows he's in a dogfight now. This guy is not going to give you a crack of air. I love how still he keeps his body, though. That is a great point. I noticed that, and they always encourage my students to do that.
And he's not got an easy kick shot because the actual natural line...
Yeah, if we could get the overhead here.
He's there.
There we go.
That's the actual line to hit the 2 ball.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
so he's got to manufacture a path. He did. And stuck that cue ball pretty good.
He stuck the 2 ball up, though, I think. I think it passes the 7.
Well,
he's been unfortunate there.
Yeah.
He couldn't do anything about that.
Great effort. I think if Kaci was interested, he could also cut this into the side.
Well, he could even play to pot the 2 and draw rail first into the 9. I know it's a little bit risky, and I probably wouldn't play that. But he has got that option of a 2-in-1 shot.
Yeah, he's taking a look at it right now.
Because it's automatic position on the 4 ball, should he not hit the 9 ball.
The 9's not hanging, though. He'll take a good hit to make it. Looks like he's just straight away cutting it in the side.
Well, he played that with a lot of right-hand spin. And he's short. Oh, that's run on. He's okay, but...
Well,
can he hold for the 5?
Anyway.
Yeah, it was a great shot. I thought he was going to land short there. What I have noticed, though, as well, Mark, is that the longer the tournament goes on, the faster the rails play. So when you think you're going to land kind of a little bit short, they do play a lot faster than what you think.
Prefer to miss this a little bit on the thin side because the 9 ball's there to help you. And when you're close to the ball, you tend to hit him full. You can see he went into the full side of the pocket with that ball.
Yeah, played that the correct way. And it's looking like 4-0.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair to Darren, he's not done a great deal wrong. He's missed a couple of shots, but you can forgive him for them because it's early in the match.
Yeah, and Kaci's unwillingness to miss really cranks up the pressure as games mount going by.
He's basically going to want to stop the cue ball exactly where the 6 ball is. And just got a nice little draw shot with a touch of bottom right hand spin. Doesn't want to leave himself too straight. Just about perfect there.
It's been total control. Very pure pocketing. That gives him great ball speed, good direction on the cue ball. Virtual certainty now that he will go 4 games ahead. And Kaci now has 4. Darren Appleton 0. You know, and Kaci earned that with that great safety in this game. Boy, he really made something happen from a tough shot.
Yeah, there's
He
a lot of
turned that-
players wouldn't have done that.
No, that was very, very shrewd, and that suggests that this kid could go a long, long way at the U.S. Open.
Well, from what I've seen, my tip would be Chang Jun Lin. He literally never ever misses, and his break is frightening.
Oh.
He was perfect on the 1 or the 2 every single break when I played him.
I am so proud of all their behavior, attitudes, their approach to the game. They treat it like a sport, they respect it, and they train so hard. You're always going to get a great effort from anyone from Chinese Taipei. Have you ever been there?
Never been, no. I've been to the Philippines a lot. I've been to Thailand, I've been to China. I've been all over that area, but I've never been to Taipei.
Well,
Never.
it's probably like the pool mecca currently. It used to be Manila, but I'm thinking it's switched because they're a little more structured about the game over there. I've been to Manila quite a bit myself. And, well, you can see the contingent that's here. They're all good. Eight ball on the wing, 2 ball on the back of the rack. Kaci from the extreme right side. 1 ball dropped. It's a legal break. He has a shot on the 2.
Oh, look at this rack.
Yep.
Miss these if you can.
No, I'm sure Darren's not enjoying this.
Well, if you was putting a price on this match, I think Kaci would be a big favourite right now, especially with this break. And Darren's not getting an opportunity.
Right.
I'd just like to make a shout out to Darren's parents, Sue and Tony, who I know are probably watching this match.
Oh, great.
Back in England, they've not been too well recently, but hopefully they're on the path to recovery.
Well, I feel the same way. I've met them before.
Yeah, great set of people. I mean, they treat me like their own son. I've stayed at Darren's for numerous weeks at a time when I was younger.
Yeah, that's so cool.
I can't really repeat what they used to say to us when we lost. Not on air anyway. But it wasn't nice, let's put it that way.
Bergman and Skylar Woodward and Justin Hall are all kind of the same way. They'll stay at each other's house when they were kids. He even stayed at my house some.
Yeah, it was very funny because when we look at the picture from where we all live, within, I'd say, 30-35 mile radius, you've got Darren, who's a multiple world champion. I've won a few world championships. Kelly Fisher's won numerous world championships. Darryl Peach has won numerous world championships. and so has Carl Boys, and we all live within 35 miles of each other.
Yeah.
Which is, it's unbelievable, really.
I suppose you guys all pushed each other along the way to get better, and that, there's always that peer pressure thing.
Yeah, I think it was always a competition. We always wanted to be better than each other.
Yeah. Was able to maintain a hint of an angle to slide up for the 8.
Yeah, could have done with a bit more angle there, either leaving the cue ball tighter to the top rail or a lot more away from the rail.
Yeah.
He may have to draw this off the side rail with bottom left-hand spin, creating the angle for the 8 ball.
Good as he plays, he could even follow forward and just play it the long way, too. Looks like he is drawing. Excellent. Just excellent. Did not overhit it.
Well, it'd be interesting to see what he's shooting here. I reckon he's high 900s here.
Yeah, I don't recall a mistake.
980, 990, I would think.
Well, we'll be getting this shortly. We'll find out. $5-0 now. Kaci, a very impressive performance thus far. And here it is, 977.
Well, that means Darren's at 333, but he's not done a lot wrong. He's not really been to the table. You know, and when he has gone to the table most of the time, he's not really had a chance.
Right.
But this is what you have to do to beat these great world champions and Hall of Famers. You've got to keep them in that seat, because no matter how good they are,
Right.
if they're sat in that seat, they can't win. One thing I do like about Kaci's game, though, he doesn't show you any emotion whatsoever. Whether he plays a bad shot, good shot, you can't tell whether he's winning or losing. He shows no emotion, which is, I think, is really important for a game like 9-ball.
No, I think because if you do, that sometimes distracts yourself. You put energy towards something that's already gone by, and it also emboldens your opponent. They see that, hey, he's upset, I would be too, and I'm really going to turn it up on him. And there's really no sense in devoting energy to emotion. I think that has really helped Jason Shaw too. He's still emotional, but not anywhere near like what he was, and he's way tougher because of it. 3 ball on the wing. One ball found the pocket.
And he's perfect on the 2.
Oh, wow.
The only problem he could have is the 5 to the 6. That could be his only problem. Well, it is his only problem. But depending how he plays the 3 to the 4, he could leave an angle to slide off the 6 or 7 and land on the 5. Therefore, basically, he's going to put the 2 in the bottom left-hand corner, the 3 in the centre, roll the cue ball forward, play the 4 in the corner and cannon the 6 over. But it all depends on how he wants to play. It's all personal preference.
Yeah, the other advantage, or the other option is that he could just pick up an angle on the 5 and just glide all the way across and bring the cue ball back down where the 4 is residing right now, play the 6 the other way too.
Yeah, you see, for me, if he makes a 3 ball in the side and rolls a cue ball through to here, he can then put the 4 and hit the 6 over to this corner, and he'll be on the 5. That's what I will be playing. Well, he's deciding against it.
Yeah, he's just going to go for the angle, I think.
Like I said, it's all personal preference. He wants the cue ball roughly where it is now on the 5, so he can draw back to where the 4 ball is after this shot.
Yeah, he'd like to maintain this angle and be just a little closer to the 5. Oh, boy.
Just about. Ooh, is he a little bit too much?
He might be a hair thin, but I think he can still make it work.
I think he's just okay. He needs to play this 5 ball thick into the rail first, though.
Right, I think, and then, this is probably about as good as he can hope to do from here. And just like you said, he's probably going to have to play it a little bit thick into the pocket. So soft speed, he'll spin this in. This is what is required is effective spin. Lots of spin, minimum speed. You have to be on the edge of the cue ball. Huh.
Too hard.
Pretty well played, but yeah. Now, he can defend himself, and we know he's got a good head for safety because he played a safety earlier when he had an open shot that was absolutely killer.
Well, I tell you the safety that I like here, Mark. I like flicking off the left-hand side of the 6 ball, send the cue ball here, 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 and here.
Yeah, and you know where the 6 is going to be, too, from there, right?
The 6 is going to be on the top rail.
Yeah.
The reason for that is because if he plays the snooker behind the 7, it's so easy to get out of it, and he may make the cue ball, he may make the 6. I like this shot he's playing here.
Total control of the 6. Did he hit it hard enough?
Not hard enough.
So Darren's going to get to come to the table, but it's not a nice leave like he left for Kaci earlier when Darren missed that bank shot.
He's got a couple of options. He could bank the 6 up and down past the 9 ball and try and get the cue ball near the 7. Or he could even play the bank. Great shot. Brilliant shot there from Darren.
Boy, you're not just kidding. Moving both balls with that degree of accuracy, you got to have a super stroke. Handle the speeds just right.
I think I might take up the commentary. What do you think?
Yeah, you're doing great.
Doing better than my pool. And this is by no means an easy kick. Not to get safe anyway.
Right. Coming at it from this direction, you have a better chance to hit it, but it's harder to play safe. If he could catch it 2 cushions or 3 cushions by going to the top rail.
He's got to be careful that he doesn't scratch in the bottom right-hand corner, though. If he does hit it, he could scratch. Just depends how thin or thick he hits the 6 ball. If indeed he hits it. Wow, what a shot that is.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable quality hit. Nice speed. Gave himself a chance to get it where it's tough for Darren.
He's going to be in trouble again, though. The importance with this shot is make sure you get the 6 ball safe. That's experience there, because the reason is because if he doesn't get the snooker, at least the 6 ball somewhere near safe on the top rail. But obviously he's got both things correct there. Probably going to see Kaci go left-hand rail, just slightly below the middle pocket, and try and kick this 2 cushions. What will happen if he plays the kick?
If we can get the overhead here, yeah, there you go.
Plays a kick there, 2 rails, hits it. He either makes a 6, or the 6 will come off the side rail and back to where it is now, if he hits it in the correct position.
And the cue ball will go down table by hitting the 2nd rail also. And the full hit doesn't work out all that bad either. So.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure he played that.
No, he didn't. But
he'll certainly take it.
Yeah,
he'll certainly take it, and he's touching the bottom rail, which makes this even tougher now for Darren. What do you do here?
Yeah, it's very tough. You know, this is not a hideously bad shot because the 6 is so close to go rail first with inside spin, and similar to what you just described, going across the table. Because trying to go ball first here would be cute. Well, the best you can do is you're probably not going to get safe doing this.
Oh, he's had a nice little flick there as well off the 8. I think he would have left him.
Well, at the very least, you're going to let him hit it.
And Kenty looks like he's got the the advantage in this safety battle right now. He's going to play a similar shot to what Darren's just played. Send the 6 up the table, cue ball back to the centre diamond behind the 8 ball.
Lethal. Darren may have to go jump on this one.
I think he has to do. It's a Jason Shaw special, this one.
Yeah. The jump allows you to hit it and maybe have a better chance of controlling it. If you kick, all you can do is hope to hit it. You really can't play a shot. The jump is hard to play as well, but at least it's a little bit better.
The only problem he's got is if he misses to the left-hand side of the pocket, the 6 is going to come back and hit the 7, and you're more or less guaranteed to leave the 6.
I'm saying jump for safety. I don't even know if he should go for the pocket on this.
I think he's going to go for it.
It's up to the pool gods now when he leaves.
He's left it. It's not easy. Not an easy shot, but he has left it. The reason I say it's not easy is because the cue ball is heading 3 rails straight into the 7. So he's going to have to play this with a little bit of spin to create an angle to stop that happening.
But this shot's so hard because you're kind of jacked up. I always prefer to just go straight topspin and hope that it does lodge up on the 7. And if I don't get a good shot, maybe I can defend myself. And if I miss the 6 ball, I've got that.
Yeah, that's not a bad option.
I always have to factor that into my game. I'm probably going to miss this shot. You think you're going to make it, so you're playing position.
Well, I think if he plays it playing ball, he's going to hit the 7 and play it into the same pocket as the 6.
Right. Yeah, he doesn't like it.
He could even play the hook. Just send the 6 straight up the table. Hit the cue ball with left-hand spin and kill it on the back rail behind the 8 and 9 again. I think he's got to take this on, though.
Yeah, if it just wasn't for the 7 ball, I think he'd really feel good about taking it on. But I think that 7 just kind of blocks his cueing a little bit.
He's only got a few seconds.
Yeah. Good shot. What a shot. Even overcut the pocket a little bit.
Yeah,
there.
if he'd have hit that dead in the centre of the pocket, I think he would have hit the 7.
Yeah.
The fact that he overcut the 6 ball created the angle for position.
What a big shot that was.
Well, it's a touch shot. And it can be missed, but you wouldn't expect it.
Right. Oh, yeah, this is not a gimme. Oh. Looks like he's queuing up to go 2 cushions.
Ooh, went in the back door.
Now, you know you're playing good when you almost miss as opposed to almost make it. You know, I mean, so he almost missed that, so that's how good he's playing. (6-0). It's been all Kaci. Tell us a story about Kelly Fisher.
Well, she was an unbelievable snooker player. I know that she used to win a lot of the ladies' world championships and ladies' titles, and obviously turned to 9-ball and 8-ball, 10-ball, and by her own admission, she says she can't kick and can't play safe. So for her to achieve what she's achieved,
Right.
just tells you how good a shot maker she is.
Yeah.
Um,
And just like her hair's on fire. I mean, she's running around the table. I've never seen anyone with that type of accuracy.
Yeah, she's had a lot of bad form recently with health and things like that. But I'm glad to see she's through that and she's come out on the right side. But
Very
she's
pleasant.
a really nice person as well, away from the table. I think that must be the Yorkshire grittiness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she is. Very, very nice.
There's quite a few lady players who I've actually told to come over and play 9-ball and play straight pool and things like that.
Yeah.
And there's a girl where I live called Becky Kenner.
Uh-huh.
She's only about 27, but she's an unbelievable potter. I mean,
Yeah.
she would definitely be in the top 10. Definitely.
Oh, wow.
She's unbelievable. But she's decided to stick to snooker for another year or two.
Oh, good for her. Yeah, I think there's more of a future there. 3-ball on the wing. One ball finds the side pocket. Here comes the 2-ball. He's going to have a decent shot.
Well, the thing is, even when he isn't making the wing ball, he's making the 1-ball in the side pocket. So it's kind of like an insurance policy for him, and he's landing on the 2 nearly every break. He's got to play a little delicate shot here to hold for the 3-ball into the top left-hand corner where the cue ball is now.
Yeah, it might be severe enough he wants to go one rail. Just drag it across and bounce back, just because it makes the play a little bit easier.
Yeah, that's how I'd like to play this shot.
This is that shot where the head still is very, very important.
Yeah, just keep an eye on his head. The only thing that moves is his arm. And he waited until the ball was down before he even
I
moved.
love
I mean,
that.
that for me is something when I coach people, especially at this game, is a big downfall from what the foreign players have. Because we come from the snooker background where you're taught that everything has to be kept still. A lot of the players that I do see over here, I mean, I played in Richmond last week, and all the players' heads was off the cue. There was jumping, there was moving. And I explained to a couple of guys, I said, just play the shot and do not move after you've hit the ball until it's gone down. And it makes such a big difference.
Huge. Look at this. Another very shrewd play. Don't take on something that's difficult when you can lock them down. And that's what I was saying earlier. He is not making unforced errors.
He's showing a lot of character playing shots like that. Don't be surprised if Darren makes his 3-ball though. He has a good chance of making this, should he hit it. And he will be on the 4-ball.
Yeah, and we fully expect him to hit it, so it's probably 50-50. Oh, not that strong, but...
Well, I know exactly what he's doing, but he needs to go ball over because the table's going to slide. Where he's aiming now, he needs to go just inside the bottom diamond. So if we put the line up, we can see he needs to hit roughly there. The cue ball to go here.
Yep.
And make the 3 into the corner pocket. That's roughly where he needs to hit.
If we could get the overhead and show this line. Okay, and then... hit it pretty good.
It's close.
Good call. Chris Melling playing great from the booth. He predicted it. A much needed offensive play there from Darren Appleton too.
That's one that I showed him earlier.
Yes, and he retained it well.
Just needs to stay focused now, does Darren, because obviously he's a bit annoyed that he's not really had much of a chance. But if there's anybody that can come back like we saw last night, it's this guy.
He's got mental toughness, no doubt about it.
That's a little bit hard. He's on it. He's still on it in the top pocket, but he's overrun that by quite some way.
Yeah.
But he's not had any table time, to be fair, so needs to keep still on this shot.
Well, Appleton did not get any help from Kaci on this. He had to do that himself. So, to his credit, he did.
Timeout.
And he's informed our referee, Ken Schumann, he was going to take a brief intermission. Okay, everybody. Darren has returned to the arena. We're back. 6-1 is our score. Appleton will be breaking.
Yeah, I was right there. It's Corey Jewell is winning 7-3 against Albin Ocean.
Darren went with a cut break. Doesn't look like he's made anything. He's visibly disappointed. The one's over, straight in. The two's near the corner pocket.
Yeah, it looks pretty ABC, to be honest.
Pretty gruesome here. If you're in the Appleton camp. Three's near the side pocket. He can play this two cushions around for the corner pocket. That might play easier than trying to get the three ball into the side pocket.
Yeah, I like that shot. He's got a couple of options. He could play it slowly with right hand spin to kill the cue ball. But I like your shot. Just spin it round and play the three ball in the opposite corner pocket.
I think it makes getting on the four just a little bit easier if you don't have to play into the side pocket.
Just about perfect.
Very nice shot.
Who's your pick for the title then?
Oh my goodness! J.L. Chang is always one of my favorites, but I couldn't even begin. I mean, Shane's won it 5 times. It doesn't seem he's not out of it, but he lost his first match to Nick Vandenberg, and boy, he's got a long road to hoe.
Yeah, I think I was looking at it earlier. I think for Shane to win the title, he's got to win 13 matches in 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Which that definitely takes some doing.
He's fit and he's strong, and the way he played out here earlier today, I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. He really didn't play bad against Nick, but Nick played a real good set, and he never really got a chance to get started. He stumbled just a little bit. Anyway. Yeah, Kaci's working his way through another rack.
Probably see him make the 5 here and spin the cue ball with left-hand spin. 3 rails to get position onto the 6 ball. And you can't see too much going wrong with this rack.
Now it's going to require an open miss, and you already mentioned he doesn't miss balls. So. The polish he had on his defensive choices, though, that was really, you have to say now this guy's a complete and professional player, not just an 18-year-old kid with a hot hand. I have to power up just a little bit here.
That's just about perfect.
Effortless power, I might add.
Yeah, natural angles to get straight on the 9 in the side pocket, and it's desperate times now for Darren.
Mm-hmm. Well, these guys have made 9-ball into a science, as you can see, because Kaci's left very few open innings. The game that Darren made, he had to kick a ball in from long range awkwardly.
Well, to be honest with you, Darren has made 2 mistakes. That's it. I mean, you can't really knock the guy at all. I mean, we all make mistakes in all matches, but sometimes you do play matches, and again, like when I played yesterday, I made one stupid mistake, which was a safety, and I've lost 11-5.
Right.
And then you're looking around the room, and there's other players that are missing 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 balls, and you're just thinking, well, why didn't you do that against me?
Yeah. Well, the whole battle is just you against you. You can't help what your opponent does.
Yeah, and you can see now that Kaci's actually shooting 969 out of a possible 1,000.
All right.
Which is, well, it's nigh on perfect.
Yeah, I've never seen 969 lose. And I've been around a lot of years, so. And like you said, Darren missed that one ball, and then he made a mistake. Oh, we're getting a look at the break stats here, Chris.
Yeah, and Kaci's had 6 breaks. He's made a ball on every break. And Darren's had 2 breaks, and he's made a ball on 1 break. So that's not good in Darren's favour, really.
No, too many good offensive starts for Kaci.
We'll just watch the 1 ball into the left-hand side pocket here, or the 8 into the bottom right-hand corner. Ooh, a little bit too hard that time. But look at the difference there, Mark.
Yeah.
He's not made a ball. Yes, he's left Darren on the 1, but how tough is that?
Very tough. Frozen to the rail, and all he has is a bank shot. Well, I guess he could try to cut at it.
Yeah, he can cut it, but the problem is the position on the 2. Because the position to me looks like he's running into the 6 ball. It's actually a dry break because only 2 balls have gone past the head string.
Well, there was other balls that went through.
Was there more that went through?
Yeah,
I was watching the cue ball.
Yeah, Darren also asked if that was a legal break.
I'm surprised he's playing a push out here. He's basically offering Kaci the shot. He's blocked the bank, which isn't a bad shot. If you notice, he pushed the 5 in the way to stop the bank shot. But looking at Kaci's safety, not quite sure what he can play. I still think he can make this cut on the 1 ball. It's very thin, but I'm not 100% sure what else he can play. And for me, if he goes for it and makes it and gets position on the 2, well, Darren will be kicking himself.
All right.
It looks like he's playing a safety, but there's nothing easy here. And that's a really poor shot there for Kaci to scratch. And now Darren, he gets his opportunity. And he must take this.
Yeah, Darren earned that from a good push out that tempted him into doing something. You're such a big underdog when you push out. The idea is if you can just make a push out that gets yourself back to the table even one time, it was decent.
Just needs to stay focused as does, because he can certainly get back in this game. It's a good positional shot there. Just going to stun this out for the 4 ball into the corner pocket. Maybe the 4 doesn't pass the 7. That's a bad shot from Darren if the 4 doesn't pass the 7. Because he should have looked at that before he played the 2 ball, sorry. He may need to draw into the 8 ball here. Just wondering if you can just nip this back slightly. It's got to be careful here, you don't miss cue because you're trying to get into the cue ball a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good shot.
That's a good shot.
Useful.
Still got to be a little bit careful. A little bit of work to do.
Oh, for sure. If you clip that 6 ball coming forward.
Yeah, that cue ball's going somewhere near the 5 if he hits the 6.
Good shot. Das, total control. That's pretty refined.
Well, he's looking good on the cue, that's for sure. I mean, that was a really delicate shot he played there. That's not a bad shot either. One for the crowd there from Darren.
Mm.
But everything just seems like hard work here, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
He's landed straight on the 6. He could have done with an angle. Perfectly onto the 8 ball there for a natural angle to run down for the 9.
Good job there. Get through this rack of balls. Darren Appleton has not gone away. Wins his 2nd game, trails in the match 7 games to 2.
And Shane Van Boorne has just won his match 11-4. So he's through to the next round of the losers section. Just needs to start making balls on the break if he's to have any chance in this match.
Yeah. Yeah, he cannot gunfight each rack with a guy that doesn't miss and then plays pretty heady safety play.
What I don't understand is Darren was breaking from the left-hand side of the table as we look, where he's not really making the balls on the break, but Kaci's breaking from the right, which is where I broke from. And I was making balls on the break.
Mm-hmm. So
I think the right-hand side of the table could be the key.
And also Darren hasn't had many breaks, so he right, he's only
he's had 2 and he's made balls once.
very interesting match. You know, and this is good for your game too because it gets you really paying attention to the, you know, you'll play better tomorrow.
Yeah, because you're taking note on what's going on, and obviously if you're playing on this match table, then you can kind of get a gauge for where he's breaking well from.
Yep.
And he's breaking from the left again from where we look.
We all have favorite sides, and this is probably his favorite side. But he's 50% from here already. So, yep. One ball found the mark.
And he's on. Is he on the 2? No, the 9's in the way.
Yeah.
And that's really disheartening there because he's hit a good break, and the pool gods have punished him.
Yep. Well, that's the variety of 9-ball. It happens a lot, but earlier on, Kaci had a shot every time, you know, so.
If he can hit the 2 ball, he has got the option of hitting off the right-hand side of the 2, or the left-hand side as he looks, and spinning the cue ball 3 rails in behind the 8 and 7. I think that's what he'll be looking to play. Just got to be so careful that he doesn't hit this too thick and hit the 3, because if he hits the 3, he's going to leave him on the 2 ball.
And that difference is probably about a 32nd of an inch, too. I mean, it's not much of a...
Yeah, and he's struggling to reach it as well, I think.
Maybe just 1 millimeter thick, and you're into the 3, and 1 millimeter less, and you're perfect.
Yeah, that's what he's looking at. Send the cue ball 3 or 4 rails, depending how hard he hits a cue ball. But he must make sure that he doesn't hit the 3 ball here.
Super tough shot.
Doesn't have much more option though, and the time's running low.
Well, oh yeah, he doesn't have an extension. He's used it. Well, good call, Chris.
He's left the edge of it.
We can't fault him on that. He did want to use extra pace because it made the accuracy a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, he's just led you the edge of the ball.
Okay.
Kaci's got a few options here. He can either attempt the 2 ball and try and cannon the 9, which will give him automatic position. He could split the 2 ball and put the 2 on the right hand side of the table and the cue ball on the left hand side of the table. Or he could play a rail first and kick it up the table, and there's a chance it may go in the top pocket. I like the kick off the back rail personally.
Yeah, I don't mind that either. I don't much care for just the split it and make the passive safety. I'm not much of that. I'm for either cutting it and trying to get position on the 3 or kicking it.
He's also looking at playing the 2 ball towards the corner, not trying to make it, and sending the cue ball in behind the 8 and the 7 off 3 rails.
Fantastic shot. Just because of the speed that he played it at, it was not likely that he was going to sell out if he missed.
Yeah, that was a really good shot, that was. Knowing that if he hit that side rail, the spin would spin the 2 ball in.
Now he's close range, so it's much easier to make a decent shot.
Well, he's looking at the bank there. Not quite sure that's the right shot. But it's how he feels, and he's probably feeling if I make it, I win the game.
Looks like he's going cross-side bank. He did.
And he's got lucky. He's got very lucky there. But Darren should have advantage here. Send the 3 over to the left-hand corner, stun the cue ball in behind the 6 and hide it behind the 6 and 9. He needs to hurry up because I think he's used his extension.
Yeah, you can see his red lights on. You're right. Okay.
Well, I don't like that shot, Mark, because it's such an easy kick shot now. He's probably going to be snookered after this. I'm not too keen on that shot, personally. Don't be surprised if he kicks this rail first and sticks the cue ball in behind the 6. The cue ball and the 3 ball goes up to table towards the 7 and 8. Needs to be a little bit careful that he doesn't make the 3 in the side pocket as well.
Well, or have the 3 hit the 4. It can also not turn out well. Oh, good job there.
And that to me is where Daz has lost a little bit of focus there, because he knows playing the shot he played that he's left that easy kick.
Yeah.
You know, and he normally gives you nothing. You normally have to work for everything. But
Well, sometimes Daz's temperament does get a little the best of him, as you know.
yeah, he used to be a lot better, a lot worse than what he is now.
No, I'm well aware.
Yeah, he used to be really bad, but that's a great shot. What a great shot he's played there.
Oh,
Fantastic shot there by Darren.
what a turn of events here.
Kicking at its very best here.
Yeah, because Kaci's put him in some really tough binds, and he's worked his way out of them. He kicked the 1 in. Now he's kicked this full enough to block him.
And this one's really tough because the 6 ball's in the way, the 8 ball's in the way, and the 9 ball's in the way. I think the only shot is to draw the cue ball off the side rail past the 6.
Yeah.
Doing that, you leave yourself the problem of hitting the back of the 3 and the cue ball scratching into the bottom left-hand corner. Oh, he's gone round the back.
Well, Darren has earned this opportunity with a couple great shots.
Yeah, and this is another opportunity for Darren.
Yeah.
If he can keep niggling away at the games and one at a time.
And then finally get his break to let him have a shot, then he can catch up a couple games at a time.
Yeah, if he can get this match back to 7-5, then it puts the heat on Kaci then and the pressure reverses. The key shot here is going to be the 6 to the 7. Just needs to leave the cue ball a bit further left of where it is now, really. And that's just about perfect. And this is one of these situations, Mark, where, like we spoke about earlier, you have to make sure you go too far on this shot and not too short. And that's perfect. Doesn't want to be on the rail, though. Oh, it's a little bit awkward now.
When you're struggling a little bit, it's just like the balls know it, and they just make you work that much harder. It's twice as hard to win a game when you're behind as it is when you're in front.
Yeah, I mean, that shot there, you could play that 1,000 times and never land touching the cushion.
And perfectly straight.
He's going to have to put a little bit of something on this. It's that straight, he doesn't want to follow it straight through. Well, that's a really good shot there. And again, it's just gone a little bit close to the side rail.
He's got to work so hard.
You just feel like everything's going against you in this situation. Just keep still on the shot.
Yeah, I was just about to say, he's keep his head super still.
Perfect. And Darren's nicked another one back to 7-3.
Yep, you gotta love it. Appleton 3, Kaci 7.
Well, Darren looks in good form as well there, Mark.
Absolutely.
You
Yeah,
know,
he's hitting the balls pure for sure. 848 he's up to now with his TPA. 925 for Kaci. Yeah, this is a very entertaining match.
It'll be interesting to see how Kaci reacts if Darren does come back to being close, because obviously, like I said, the pressure then reverses. Will Kaci then break differently? Will he hit the ball differently?
Maybe we see just a hint of inexperience at some point.
Yeah, I noticed that yesterday. I was watching a game with Joshua Filler and Albania, and it was very close. And it's the first time I've really watched Joshua Filler, but he's an unbelievable talent. Again, another young guy from Germany. But he just seemed to play that little bit too quick.
Yeah.
A little bit of excitement, I think, got to him. But he's an unbelievable potter.
Yeah, I've only read about the tournaments that I see his name way up high, and in tournaments he's won, and it's like, wow. Now, who's this kid?
Rack 11, Darren breaks.
We were just informed that Joshua Filler will be in the next Make It Happen, straight pull and one pocket. Straight pull and 8 ball, I'm sorry.
Oh, he's just had a nice little flick there as Darren. He wasn't on that 1 ball, and then the 6 ball came across and flicked the cue ball.
Look at the 3 ball, though. It's almost like you have to play position for a bank on the 3 if you want it.
Well, I think the natural angle for the 1 to the 3 is straight up and down the table, past the 7, and try to just flick the 3 ball to the left-hand side. Obviously, you don't want to hit the right-hand side because you'll scratch. I think that's how I'd like to play this shot, but
Looks like it might require just a little bit of left English then.
Yeah, quite possibly, because it could be going towards the centre pocket. Not an easy shot, whatever he tries here.
Oh, what a nice hit that was.
Great shot.
Look at
Great
this.
shot. What a brilliant shot he's played there.
Yeah.
And again, if he missed the 5, he would have been perfect to hit the 3.
Right. Yeah, he wasn't going to ever
He's
be
played
hooked.
a poor shot there, though. Look how quick he played the 3. That's a really poor shot there.
He may have to bank. And it's not really easy to bank either.
Yeah, it's a poor shot, is that? I mean,
yeah.
he has to play that with a lot of inside left-hand spin to go towards the 9. I think you have to play safe here, personally. Because he's bridging over the 6 ball.
Mm-hmm.
The 5's not guaranteed. He's looking to leave a shot at the 6, but I don't like this. I like the safety, personally. Send the cue ball 3 rails up behind the 8. He's a big target for the safety.
Yeah, it's almost like sometimes when you do something like that, you want to punish yourself and make yourself still run out. But
Well, the thing is, if he makes a 5, he's probably going to have to play safe on the 6 anyway.
yeah, he might be banking. Yeah.
Wow, what a shot that is. What a shot that is.
So he recovered, but he had to make a heck of a shot.
And he gave it the leg kick as well, just
Yes,
to
he
give it that
did.
extra bit of spin. Just needs to bear down and focus, because that was a poor shot what he played on the 3 there. And he doesn't often do shots like that.
No, but every once in a while, yeah, you'll see him go mindless after. Well, he made such a good shot, there was a letdown.
Yeah, that's just the focus. I mean, he's
Yeah.
focused so hard on the shot he's played before, and he's made it, and then just thought to himself, well, I can't miss now.
Yeah.
And then played a pretty poor positional shot, really. That's just about perfect on the 9. And we have a game on, Mark.
Yeah, 7-4. Been a little while since Kaci's shot. A good job there. Appleton is not giving up.
Well, it'd be certainly one of my 3 picks to have on my team if we was losing with Darren.
Yeah, yeah. What's the likelihood that Marcus Shamat picks him for Mosconi?
Not sure, to be honest. Obviously, he's not played a lot in the last 6 months for various reasons.
Oh, now we're informed here the rack track's up. 6 in a row for Kaci. Then they traded 2 racks. Now Appleton's won 3 in a row. As you were saying, Mosconi Cup.
Yeah, Mosconi Cup, I think the 2 guaranteed, I would say, is Ralph Souquet and Joshua Filler.
Right.
Knowing myself how it feels under pressure to play in the Mosconi, and especially with it being in America this year,
Yeah.
I think some of the Europeans might feel the pressure. So we don't know how they're going to play.
Yeah.
But again, some of the Americans are new to the Mosconi. Billy Thorpe, Skyler's played last year, so he's got
Last
the
2 years.
experience. Last 2 years, is
Yeah.
it he's played? But yeah, I'm not too sure who's going to play for Europe. If it was me and I had to pick the team,
Yeah.
I would be picking Joshua Filler, Ralph Souquet, Albin Auschen, Nick Vandenberg, and I'm not sure about the last one. I'd say it's between Niels Fyan, Darren Appleton, and David Alcade.
For me.
But you never know after this tournament. It depends. I mean,
Right.
Clenty's had a good year.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the 2 of the tournaments what he's won haven't been ranking events,
I see.
Mosconi ranking events, so he's been a little bit unfortunate. Ruslan Chinnikov, he's another one that's been a little bit unfortunate.
Right.
Current European champion and won one of the World Series stops.
Well, of all those guys, if it was me, I would take Appleton. He is hard-nosed. He will not quit. He gets up for that event, and I just think, you just can count on him. You look at his Mosconi Cup record, it's almost unblemished.
Look at the confidence here and look at the kiss he's had there. That's not bad. He's a little bit unfortunate, but it's not bad.
He's going to bank another one here.
I think he can cut this in.
Can he?
And I think he may, if he can flick off the 9, but it needs to flick off the left-hand side of the 9. That in turn will send the cue ball slightly up the table to get on the 3.
If he banks it, he certainly has a lot more cue ball control with that shot, but it's also iffier to make. If he cuts it, the cue ball is going to be pretty hot, and he can definitely get, even if he succeeds in flicking off the top of the 9, he can definitely get awkward.
What about the safety mark? Send the 2 behind the 9 and 5 on the bottom rail and the cue ball behind the 4 or the 8.
It just doesn't seem like Darren's in the mood to play safe. For me.
No, he's trying to win in a hurry, I think. He's looking at the safety.
He really doesn't want Kaci back to the table either, because Darren went for a heck of a while without any kind of opportunity to score.
Well, for me, it's either the cut on the 2 ball and hope you land on the 3, or it's a safety.
Well, he's going safety.
Has he left the gap? I think he's okay. He's played a good shot there, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And he's blocked it with the 3 ball.
Well,
Has he left the gap?
we got a player timeout now. Okay, we are now back, everybody. Kaci's at the table trying to play a return shot from Darren's safety. There was, we looked at it earlier. We thought maybe he had enough room to get between the 5 and 9, because Darren seemed a little bit disgusted, but Kaci doesn't seem to feel that way. So Darren might have been bluffing him, trying to make it feel like he's supposed to go through there.
Yeah, a little chess move there from Darren. Kaci's got to be careful here, because he's got to get really close to the side pocket here. If he gets close to the side pocket, there's a good chance he can make this 2. But he's literally got centimetres to play with. You can see there, just below the side pocket.
Man, that is rough that way. Yeah, I think he's wiser. Well, no, he's going back to this shot.
Well, I think he's going to go somewhere near hitting the jaw, the bottom jaw on the middle pocket. This is going to be very close.
What a try. What a great try that was.
Yes, it was literally millimetres from hitting the jaw there, and he couldn't have been much closer to making the ball.
No. Darren, 7-4 behind and battling here. Look at this.
This is good thinking by Darren there, because before he was potting the balls and thinking, where now he knows he needs to land roughly on the right-hand side of the table to get position onto the 4 ball after he pots the 3. I'm not sure about that shot. Again, it's all personal preference. It may pass the 8 ball. But for me, if he lands on the right-hand side of the table, he can spin the cue ball 3 rails, and he's got 4 pockets to land on the 4 ball.
Yeah. See exactly what you're saying.
Because if this only just passes the 8, he needs to land perfect to get onto the 5. That's not bad. He's going to have to punch this with a bit of pace. You can clearly see it's not a full pocket.
Well, he's examining the 5-9 combinations. That way he wouldn't have to shoot hard.
Well, I'll tell you now, he's regarded as probably the best combination player at English pool. He very, very rarely misses a combination shot.
Oh, that was pretty smart. I don't think he was playing for the combination. Or was he?
I think he was. I think he just played a poor shot, to be honest.
Oh boy, he overhit it, and then further contributing to the problem was he hit the thin side of the pocket, and that got a little more speed on there. Well, this is really going to test his combination skills here.
Yeah, I'm not sure the combo's the right shot. I think maybe just roll the 5 to the side rail and cue ball behind the 9. He's got a few options, really.
If he plays the combination, he can try to tuck the cue ball underneath the 7 all the way down table on the end rail, too. He's going to use his extension here. Oh, he doesn't have one.
He's okay as long as he stays down now. Little bit of inexperience there, Daz, because he could have stayed down on the shot and
Yeah.
it didn't matter if the clock ran out, as long as he was down on the shot. And that's what I was saying before, the clock has played its part there.
Yeah.
He's annoyed with that, is Darren, because for me, he should have played the 3 ball differently to get back on the 4, even though the 4 went, because it was much easier to play to get onto the 5 from the 4 into a different pocket. You'll probably see Kaci play this with draw. Got to be careful that he doesn't follow this 9 ball in. If he plays it with a lot of pace. Well, what has he played?
He was trying to make sure he got the 5 ball where it's at now. So
He could have played the same shot, though, and maybe made the 9, I think.
I thought that he would have to hit it harder than that. And so I thought he was absolutely trying to make sure he got the 5 there. And he's got Daz in kind of a tough spot here. It's hard to make a 2-rail safety where you go like the Z with the 5.
Yeah, I think Daz has got a 4-rail safety, like a figure 8.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's a good shot there. He's made the 8 ball.
Oh, boy.
He didn't play that. I don't think he can be too hard on himself there, because
He hit it good, yeah.
if the 8 had stayed over the pocket, he would have left the bank.
Good point. Yeah, would have made a big target to bank on.
He's in a little bit of trouble, though.
Yeah, a lot. He's straight end rail to end rail.
I think you have to attempt the bank here, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you play it into the other pocket past the 7. So you've got kind of a little bit of a guard. Got to be careful. If he hits this with pace, he could scratch. Oh, that's a poor shot there. It was nowhere near what he tried to do.
It almost seemed like he didn't really think it out.
Yeah,
It was a little bit,
I don't think he made a decision. Yeah,
Yeah.
don't think he made a decision there what he wanted to do. I think the clock shot was still in his thoughts.
And the score and the fact that things have kind of conspired against him. And this is where he used to get a little worse with his emotion, but he still has some emotion. He can still get hot-headed.
This isn't the best shot.
Oh, boy.
Ooh, he's just okay. It's missable though. If that went another inch or so, it wasn't easy. I mean, it's still not easy, but. And these are the kind of shots where, if you ever get a skid, this is where the skid happens.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I still think he'll make it. I mean, he can reach it comfortably.
You can scratch in the side, too, 3 cushions. Great shot. Boy. 6'5" helped out that time.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
8-4 now.
And that was a massive rack there. That was to go
Yeah.
7-5.
Yeah. He would have been back in where Kaci might have started to feel a little more pressure on some of this.
But again, going back, I think he just played the wrong shot on the 3. I think he should have played round the table. But the clock's definitely made an impact on that shot.
Yeah.
He never made a decision on what shot he wanted to play. And I think he had to just get down and play what he thought was best, really.
Yeah, he just shot it kind of fast, too. You know, it wasn't like his usual pace. Just kind of got frustrated and just fired it and hoped it would work out okay. Chris Melling knows better than that.
Well, I think that's why I play fast, Mark, is so I don't have to worry about the clock. But But not only that, obviously, the faster you play, the cheaper the table is when you play.
I see. That was always a concern, huh?
Yeah, it used to cost me a fortune when I was younger, or my parents a fortune. I think from the age of... My mother and father worked it out from the age of 9 when I started playing to the age of literally 21. They'd spent £130,000 on me. Just playing in table time and
Yeah.
pop, sodas, crisps, chips,
Yeah.
things like that.
Well, they loved you, and I'm sure they felt like it was worth it. Here we go. 4-ball in the wing. Looks like it's going to be a dry break.
2-ball.
That's the 2-ball. Oh.
Notice how the game's changed, Mark.
Yeah.
And this is big now for Darren because he's not going to get too many more opportunities. Kaci only needs 3 more racks. And he needs to start taking these opportunities. I think you can safely say if he does run out from here, he will have forgotten about the mistake before.
Yeah, you definitely need to have a short memory on this game because otherwise you'll agonize the whole time and say, boy, I wouldn't be doing this bad if I would have won that last rack. And
Well, these are pretty ABC for somebody of Darren's calibre.
yeah.
You know, it's just connecting the dots.
You can't come to the U.S. Open and fail to connect here and expect to do any good.
Yeah,
So,
you're going to be catching the bus home early if you miss these.
Yep. Now you have somewhat of a hesitation at the end of your backswing, do you not?
Yeah, that's just
Yeah.
a snooker background, that is. That's the way the snooker players play. Like I said before, I've never really been taught how to play. Obviously, I've learned with the 9-ball, the kicking systems and things like that. But when I'm practicing, I really enjoy that type of the game. You know, learning the kicking, the safeties,
Yeah.
things. I really, really enjoy that more than the potting, really. Because I know my potting's going to be there most of the time.
Right. You know, as Appleton cruises through this rack, he pulls the game back. 8-5 is our score. The Buddy Hall had a pronounced pause at the end of his backswing. Buddy Hall, yeah.
Yeah.
Major winner 4 decades there. And then Allison Fisher. Also.
Yeah, Alison, yeah, she came
Yeah.
from the snooker background. She's got an unbelievable cue action.
I suppose Karen has a little bit of that too.
Yeah, that's right. I think,
Yeah.
yeah, Kelly's slightly different. She's
Yeah.
a little bit jabby.
Very much so, but apparently her parents didn't have as much money as your parents, so she had to play even faster. You
Yeah,
know, so-
I used to play even quicker, probably quicker than Jason Shaw. I mean, my speed pull record on 15 balls
Yeah.
is 28 seconds for all 15 balls. I mean, that was when I was a bit skinnier as well. But they had a tournament in Indonesia, which was the Guinness World Speed Pull Championships, and it was 10 ball. But if you missed a ball, they added 10 seconds onto your score.
Yeah.
And I actually ran on live on TV, and it was on ESPN. I actually ran all 10 balls in 28 seconds, and the closest after that I think was 37.
Yeah.
So I think it was George Breedlove who did 37.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because he was bragging about 37, and then I told him, I said,
would
"Well,
be
wait till
it.
I've finished."
Yeah. All right, Appleton breaking, 5-ball on the wing. Yeah, George is my buddy. We've spent a lot of time together over the years.
Yeah, he's a nice guy, he's George. I get
He's
on
a
well with him.
character, Yeah.
Darren's disappointed there that he hasn't gotten the 1 ball, but I'll
No.
tell you what, he's going to get him really locked up behind the 7. I like sending the 1 ball here very close to the 9 and the cue ball behind the 7, leaving yourself a combo because it's going to be difficult to get out of this. Well, get out of that one.
Wow. Oh, boy. Yeah.
That is,
Kaci's in a real bad spot here.
that's what you call locked up. Well, there's only one shot I can see, Mark, and that's into the jaw of the pocket.
Right. That's what we're down to, isn't it?
Into the jaw, off the other jaw, and send the cue ball down. But the chances of hitting this one ball and hitting a rail afterwards are very slim.
And even if he did, there's even the possibility of scratching from there.
He's looking at 2 rails, but the harder he plays this, the less likely the cue ball's going to take the correct line.
And I don't know if we have the overhead, but if we do, certainly can show you what you almost have to come on the underneath side of the 8, and then you won't have enough energy to get the 1 ball to a rail.
Well, this will be one of the best shots I've ever seen if he hits this and it's a rail, because this is so difficult. And if he's going 2 rails, side rail, he could make the 3 if he hits the side of the 1, but this is so tough.
Not a bad effort.
You could probably give Kaci another 50 goals at that, and he'd probably never hit that ball. It's such a tough snooker that was.
Yeah, Darren got him bound in there pretty good. Could even take an intentional foul and be productive. You know, that's a pretty good safety.
Needs to be a little bit careful here. Doesn't want to double hit the cue ball. That's what he's thinking about. That's a good shot there. And just looking back now, Mark, it would have been 7-5 now. And this game to go 7-6. Instead, it's looking like 8-6. I beg your pardon, it would have been 7-all. If he would have won the last rack and...
Right.
Kaci had lost the last rack.
Yeah, we can look at it, but Darren shouldn't think that way. He's in the match, and he is showing good form.
Well, he's been totally frozen out of the match the first half.
Right.
Just needs to bear down on these shots. He's been a little bit slack. A couple of times he's lost the cue ball when it's pretty easy position. How would you like to play this? Do you draw it back to the centre of the table, Mark, or just spin the cue ball across?
Yeah, I'd just come straight across. Just because if you get that funny angle back here, then the whole thing plays where it's pretty routine to get it. Just top spin, come across.
Yeah, I like spinning it with a touch of right. You've got 3 pockets to aim at there.
Yeah.
You've got the 2 top corners and the side.
If you try to come back on top of it, you have to make sure you take the side pocket out of play, and that means you get back deeper. And
yeah, I like that shot. Just doesn't want to be straight. Yeah, he's okay there. He's okay. Shaking his head, but it's a natural angle to come off the side rail and the cue ball to just float past the 8 ball.
And you're close to the 6. You have to feel good about this.
Yeah, just doesn't want to play it too hard. He may even play it in the side. I very much doubt it, but just needs to bear down. Just concentrate on the pot. It's guaranteed position. That's a good shot there. Just running past, make sure he leaves the angle. And this is key now that he gets close to this 9 ball. I missed one of these in my game, Mark, and it was just basically because I didn't concentrate because I thought I couldn't miss it.
Uh-huh.
And they're the ones you do miss. Perfect. Absolutely perfect there on the 9 ball.
Yeah, you learn respect for these balls or you'll pay. You know, if you think you can't miss it, you'll find out you're wrong.
Well, what changed my concept on the game was I started playing the bar box game on the smaller tables, and I went from there and came back to the 9-foot 9 ball tables, and I couldn't make a ball. And I thought, these aren't 9 foot, these look like 12 foot. So my mindset was telling me that this is a bigger table that I'm used to. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't. It was no different, really.
Right.
But obviously, coming from a snooker table that's 3 feet longer and a foot wider, it makes this game a little bit easier to make balls.
Yeah, it's 1.5 feet wider. It's 72 square feet, and this is 40.5 square feet.
Yeah.
But the problem is, so you say, well, it's only a third bigger. Yeah, but the problem is it's the toughest. I mean, so it's probably twice as hard. I remember playing Jimmy White's pool, and he got a shot one day. It was my shot. And I had to really muscle up and fire it in and draw all the way back up to get up on top of this ball over here. And I could sometimes do it, but not too often. And I hit it, and I staggered out, got out. And I was kind of proud because, I respect Jimmy so much. He says, do you mind if I have a go at it? And he got up there so fluid and so like, how would you miss? And I'm over there shooting like, I don't know if I can do it. And it was just refreshing, his attitude, you can see. But he's trained to much stricter standards.
Yeah, he's got a lot of cue power as Jimmy.
Oh, yeah. So what happened here? I was talking. Darren's
He's
broke.
made a legal break, but he's got no shot on the one. What does he do here?
That's kind of the way this has gone. If he would have had as many shots from the break as Kaci got early on, this would be, I think, Appleton's way already. Yeah, he's got to be thinking about pushing out.
In these situations, I like to tie a ball up, maybe the 6 on the 9 or the 7 on the 8.
Yep.
I don't like this. Not when Kaci's playing the shot. He's tried to leave it dead straight, so all he can do is roll a cue ball in.
I'm with you, though. You want to prolong the game if you have to push out.
Yeah, I just want to make it more difficult for my opponent if he does get a chance where I think to myself, if I get that chance, I may be able to run out anywhere.
Or at least defend yourself and play safe.
Yeah.
You just don't want to have him make 2 great shots and beat you from your push out.
Yeah, I'd have liked to tie the 6 up with a 9 there. So if he makes this ball now and gets position, then Darren's not going to be too happy. He had no reason to leave him this opportunity.
Boy, very heady play. Excellent job.
Great shot, but he's left in the jump.
I don't know.
He's played a great shot there.
That looks mighty tough. I guess so.
Just got to be careful that he doesn't jump the white off the table when making contact with the one.
Yeah, when you got to go over a long one like the 2-ball here, full ball jump.
I think he's favourite to make this though, Mark. And I think he will get position on the 2-ball should he make it. The problem is Darren's a short guy like myself, so got to get high up on this cue ball. Needs some luck here, and he's not got it.
But that was part of the problem of not tying something up when he could have on the push-out, because now, Kaci's definitely got all the balls open and a chance to go out.
The only problem ball that Kaci may face is the 7. I'm not sure if it passes the 8. It may just pass the 8.
And if it just passes 8, you still have to be pretty good on it to play it that way. Getting to the 7, he might be able to get the 3-rail position around like you were describing earlier, where he come at or below the 7.
Oh, he's missed this one. Wow. I'm surprised that ball dropped there. He missed that by quite some way. I think it was only the pace. A little bit harder, I don't think that would have dropped.
I agree, yeah. Yeah, he's hit the pocket so pure all along. When he rattles one home, you feel like, oh boy, he really missed it.
He's still not perfect position just yet. But you just feel he's such a good shot maker that he's going to run out every time the balls are open. And this is a massive rack, this one. 8-7 or 9-6.
Good focus, too, and you can really tell he doesn't just go at the pocket, he goes at the heart of the pocket. That's something that's easy to get a little lazy about, and you just think, well, I'll just knock it on in down there, rather than really pick a point in the pocket you're going for. he does not suffer that. He's not one bit lazy about his approach.
Just wondering how he's going to play position. I like to draw this cue ball back me and leave the 3-railer on the 6.
Right, and then you can get underneath the 7 or come right at it.
He's got to play a good shot here. He's going to go twice across the table. And this has to be good position.
Well, it's wide enough. He may, I don't know if we can get the overhead, but
I
if we
actually
do,
like the 3 rails.
Yeah, this, here to here to here, here, and back up this way.
Yeah, that's what I like there, Mark.
I didn't draw it very good, but anyway, because it's such a wide angle down here, I don't think you can just go straight across very easy.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Pretty shot.
He's playing with a little bit of danger with the 8 ball, but
it was just the right shot is all.
yeah, he's played it very well.
You'll get out more often that way than you will the other way.
And what he's doing here is leaving natural angle from the 8 to the 9.
The other part of it is he's focusing on where he wants to be, and that way when you arrive there, you're comfortable. You're more comfortable rather than randomly getting there. Have you ever played Justin Bergman?
I played him on TV the other night.
Oh, yeah, you beat him.
Yeah, I beat him, yeah. And I played him in the bar table in Vegas in May. I beat him in the semi-final there. But he's a very good player.
I don't think so. I don't think.
Wow.
Oh.
Darren's shaking his head there. But I tell you what, this isn't no gimme on the 8 ball.
Not at all. No.
Is it that too thin? He wanted to put the 7 in thick into the pocket rather than thin to slow the cue ball down, but this is no gimme.
No, now he'd be just happy to get on the same half of the table as the 9. That would be a great shot, and he might have to consider settling for even less than that, and just go before, just come across before you get to the side pocket, just to make sure accuracy.
Yeah, that's what I like. Just leave it above. It looks like he's spinning this 3 rails.
Oh boy!
Or is he just playing 1 rail and leaving a tougher 9?
I think he's going 3 rails.
Oh, this is tough. He could scratch on this. Well, for me, that is the wrong shot, and he's got very, very lucky. He's got very lucky there.
You have to inside spin and hit it hard when you could have cinched coming across, and he's as good as he pockets balls. He's going to make the ball. And then if you miss the 9 from down there, at least you gave yourself a chance.
Yeah, I like just making the 8 ball and leaving his tougher 9. The 8 ball was tough enough without trying to spin it 3 rails.
He missed it by a lot. He didn't barely miss it. He missed it by quite a bit. So.
Well, that's why I thought if he makes it, the cue ball's going so close to scratching in the corner. I mean, he hit it thin.
Yeah, he's trying to get extra pace on there, and he hit it thin, so the cue ball go farther, and then he took the pocket right out of the equation.
Well, I like Jason Shaw playing this shot for me.
Yeah, me too.
But if there's anybody that can make it, you just got to stay down, don't move. Oh, Darren. He's got lucky.
He did move, though.
He's got lucky.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I think
the elbow came down.
Yeah.
I think the head moved a little. He lunged at it just a hair.
He was up on the shot there. I think he was asking for a foul there. But it wasn't a foul. It was just a miscue.
So we're seeing a little pressure come to the forefront here.
Well, this is missable. I mean, it's a natural angle for him to get onto the 9. But it's missable. It could have been a lot easier. The jaw of the pocket could play a part in this.
Mm-hmm. Just watching his head, see how still he can remain.
Wow. He's missed that by a long way. Oh, that is unbelievable.
Darren will not be pleased.
For that cue ball to land there, he has to miss that 8 ball by an absolute mile. And Darren is going to be sick. I'm just wondering if he can get just below the middle pocket. If he can, he's got half a chance. Otherwise, well...
That's a super tough shot.
What he has to do with this shot, though, Mark, is not hit the ball too hard here. Let the cue ball do the work. He can't get position. Too hard. Yeah, he hit the ball too hard there, which straightened it up. But he's got unbelievable form to snooker him behind the 9 there. I'm just wondering there, looking back, would that be classed as a foul, what Kaci did there? Because he moved the cue ball with the tip.
I thought that too. Yeah, I didn't know what they...
Obviously, I wouldn't call it if I was playing him, and I don't think Darren would, but I'm just wondering if it was a foul.
I don't think so. I think it has to be because he did it with his ferrule, for one thing, and I don't think there was anyone that thought that he was intending to shoot. I think it's...
Yeah.
Rather than technicality, it's... or the letter of the law.
Well, that's one of them situations there where both players are absolutely sick that they've missed chances, but Clenty's going to be relieved there. He's 9-6 up, but Darren's got to stay focused here because he's still in the match. He was out of the match early, but he's definitely in the match.
Right. This is one thing that if I was to say a weakness of Darren is that he gets down on himself and then he makes hasty decisions, and he would win some of these matches more than what he does when he gets behind if he had a little bit brighter, more positive outlook. You can't help what's happened anyway.
Yeah, you can't really change the past.
A lot of times, good players, they get so much accolades that then they get into ego defense rather than saying, listen, I messed up a few decisions here, and just be honest about it.
Yeah, he hasn't played his A game, that's for sure.
No,
but again, he's in the match. I mean,
for sure. Oh, he's a super dangerous man, and Clenty. I mean, he's leaking oil here.
Well, Clenty's
right.
He could have been losing by now. He could have been 8-7 down. Could Clenty now?
He's been pretty fortunate throughout this match, despite playing really good early on.
His last couple of breaks, the 6 ball's gone wide and the 1 ball's gone high. I'm just wondering what happens here. Well, is he hooked on the 2? Not quite sure.
No, it's hard to tell from here, but just his body language suggests to me that he thinks he can cut this.
I'm looking at Darren's face and I can't quite tell. I think he can hit the 2, but I'm not sure he can make it. I'm pretty sure he can't make it.
Yeah, he's taking some time, and you can see a little grimace.
I think the kick shot's the best shot for me here. Play it as though you're trying to kick the 2 ball into the top left-hand corner pocket. And if it does go in, you're going to be on the 3. Just don't hit it too hard. Because it will reverse on itself and the cue ball will scratch. Oh, I'm surprised he's playing this.
Well, I'm not even sure. He's pushing out. Okay.
Well, the thing is there with the push out, why on earth would you put your cue so high in the air to push out 4 inches? that I don't understand that. But he's definitely got a plan in mind. What that plan is, I'm not quite sure just yet.
I think it's the kick, what you described earlier. Just kick it for the corner pocket, soft speed.
I understand what he's playing here. He's playing a kick with right-hand spin, sending the 2 to the top right-hand side of the table and the cue ball in behind the 8, 7, 9. Oh, he's got lucky again. He's getting some form, is this boy?
Look at Darren. He could bite his cue in half right now.
Well, I'm dreading the car journey home if this goes the wrong way. Well, he's certainly getting the look in the match. There's no doubt whatsoever about that. And this is why I said it's one of the toughest games, because no matter how good you play, there's so much can turn on one shot.
Yeah.
He's made the 2.
Hallelujah.
And Darren's had a bit of form there because he didn't play to make that 2, that's for sure.
But still, he certainly deserves something.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the 7 ball's are one that's a little bit funky. There's not much you can do with that just yet. And things like that can just raise your game, give you more belief. How is he going to get on the 7 ball is the question. I'm not quite sure. There is a shot that I like here, but it's a little bit risky. And that's potting the 4 ball and leaving the cue ball dead in the centre of the table. Like that. Play the 5 and cannon off the 7 or the 9. That's what I would definitely be playing.
Yeah.
Because you can't fail to be on the 6. I don't think you can.
Well, even if you are, you can still play safe. You'll be able to hit the 6.
It's kind of like a free shot.
Right.
Because if Darren goes into the 9 ball off the 6, he could stick behind the 9.
Absolutely.
That's the only reason I like playing it the way I was saying.
I don't think he's thinking about that like you're describing it, though.
Well,
You see what I mean?
Can he get into the 7 from here?
But even still, it's a far more iffy proposition.
He's going to have to play the bank snooker, I think. Pot the 6, draw back off the side rail and leave the bank on the 7. And play the hook behind the 8 in the same shot. Or just play the hook, whichever he feels is best for him.
He's going to try to jam that in there now.
He's playing the bank. He's definitely playing the bank. I know what he's like. But he needs to play at a pace where the cue ball stops dead where the 9 is. Maybe just push the 9 forward slightly if he can. But he's got to play the safety in the same shot. Well, he's got the hook, and Darren's had some form. Well, it's starting to even itself out a little bit, is the look here.
I don't think you'll be hearing that on the car ride home.
Well, whoever loses definitely will be the most unluckiest, I can assure you that.
Yeah.
I think he's got to jump this, really. He could kick it. Maybe the kick's the right shot off the side rail, sending the 7 off the side rail onto the top rail. I wonder what price it'd be to make this 7 ball. Luckily.
Yeah, if you kick it, I mean, you definitely could score it. You can go cross-side, go straight in the side. Like you said,
there's a good chance. There's a good chance he can make this. If he hits it that bad, it may bank in the top left-hand corner. Depending on the pace that he plays it. I wouldn't be playing it too hard, though. And I wouldn't be playing it this way. I'm going to say the cue ball's going high here, so the cue ball's going up towards the top cushion. And I think he might leave it.
No, he definitely played that to get back by the 9.
Where's the 9? Oof, he nearly made the 9 ball.
That's why he played it that way, though, because he wanted to catch that side and hope the cue ball got down underneath.
Yeah, didn't hit a bad shot there. He hit a decent shot, to be fair to him. What's Darren played here? A little bit too far. Look at the cue ball turning into the rail there. Well, he should make this. And this is to go 9-7.
All right, 9-7. Appleton trailing and butt breaking. Pretty intense match all the way. There's been a lot of twists and turns here, but a lot of good pool along with that.
Yeah, we've got a good crowd here, and
Yeah.
while the referee Ken is racking up the balls, I'm just looking over, and there's a massive crowd watching Earl Strickland against Kevin Cheng. And I think Earl's losing 5-2 at the minute. That match certainly won't be short of banter, let's say.
Yeah. And I will bet Kevin Cheng says 0 words in that banter.
And Earl's just scratched straight in the break inside the middle pocket. But his cue is still in one piece.
For the time being.
For the minute. He's got his weights on as well. He's got about 8 pounds round his back. He changes every time I see him, does Earl. I saw him earlier and he had stilettos on. He had shoes on and the bottom of the shoes was about 3 inches high.
Sometimes he has like a forearm guard, and then sometimes in the middle of the match he'll put it on his other arm. I never did. Okay, here we go. Appleton breaking. 3 on the wing. Did not go. Took a little pace off the break.
He stuck the one ball up as well.
3-6-9. Oh, he's not going to be happy with this at all.
Got to play a good shot from 1-2 though.
Yeah.
He doesn't like it. I think the reason he doesn't like it is going so close to the 2 ball when he draws it back. But he's got to play it.
Yeah, you just got to get it back there, and if you have to play safe, then you have to play safe. I don't think you can be cute and try to cheat the pocket here.
Too hard. That's too hard.
Very pure stroke, though. And that's what I mean. He got it all the way back. Now he can play safe.
He can probably reach that from the top of the table.
No. That's about
He's got a really good safety here if he sees it. And that's bank the 2 ball up the table and send the cue ball in behind the 7 off 2 rails.
Yeah, if you can avoid the double kiss in doing that.
I'm pretty sure he can. He's got numerous options. I just think that's the best one to cause the most problems. He's already used his extension now, so he's into his last 25 seconds.
You ever play the shot where you just double kiss the thing intentionally and drive it back down?
It's kind of a snooker shot, that, when the balls are both separated.
Yeah. It plays a lot tougher when it's not frozen to the rail, but I think that's something he could double kiss the cue ball right straight between the 8 and 5.
Yeah, I think this is the right shot. Bank it up the table. I wouldn't have played it that slow, though. He's given Darren a chance here. I think he can make the 2. Playing that shot, again, you've got to get the object ball safe, no matter what.
Yeah, that's got to be it. You have to prioritize cue ball or object ball, one of them for sure.
I mean, even if this doesn't go in the top, he can certainly make it in the side. And playing that shot, the 5 could possibly go in the top right-hand corner as well. It's all about how Darren feels on this shot, because if he goes in the top left-hand corner, he'll certainly be playing that ball. It feels like it does go.
I guess he's cutting it.
I think he's going straight in.
Straight.
Wow, what a great shot that is.
That was.
Fantastic shot.
Daz.
If there's one man on the planet you want playing them shots,
No,
it's
exactly.
the guy who keeps winning the majors.
I'm telling you, that's the Moscone Cup guy. For that reason right there.
He's gone a little bit too far on this one. He could have done with being straight, really. I think he's okay.
I was a little surprised Carl didn't come over for this.
Yeah, well, he was originally coming, was Carl, but not too sure why he hasn't turned up. I've messaged him, but he hasn't yet replied.
It's probably not fair to the girls around Blackpool if he comes over here for a long time.
Yeah, he's got a couple of children, so and a missus, so it's tough on them. And he's actually just bought a pool club, so he's quite busy with that as well.
I see. Well, Daz will be back within one game.
9-8, and we have a match on our hands.
All right, this is much more fun than the early runaway that we were witnessing.
How many timeouts are you allowed, Mark? Just for
Each one
interest.
gets one per match.
Right,
Each
'cause I
person.
was just thinking, if Darren goes 9-all, I think he'll tell them that he wants a toilet. Knowing him the way I know him.
Yeah, but he used his. Donnie Mills is sitting ringside. You know, this was interesting, too. I always like to look at the pros that come and sit ringside. Shane, he knows he's going to be playing on this table. He sits in the upper corner. Every time somebody breaks, he's up out of his chair watching the balls, watching to see how this table's breaking.
Yeah, that's what I like to do.
Scouting, yeah.
I remember at the World Championships in Cardiff, when the 9-ball World Championships was on down there, Jeremy Jones and Corey Jewell was breaking the balls, and it was a TV game, and I was watching. I was playing Steve Davis in the next match, and I was watching on one of the monitors, and I was just thinking, that is definitely how you break these balls. And I broke them exactly the same, and the same thing happened, making 2 and 3 balls every break. And
yeah. Last night on this table, Shane just absolutely, he made 3 balls. He made the head ball, the wing ball, the majority of the time, and then he hit him so hard, something else. Well, I mean, you can imagine. And then he was getting a shot.
yeah, I think him and
Devastating.
Kopin Yee have got the best 10-ball breaks I've ever seen. And certainly up there with the 9-ball breaks as well.
All right. Daz at the table. 5 balls on the wing. 5 ball found
Made
the
the
pocket.
5. And he's going to be on the 1.
2.
Does the 3 go? Well, if the 3 goes, this is ABC. If the 3 ball goes. Not sure it does. It doesn't. He's shaking his head. I think he's going to have to play the combination, Mark. Pot the 1, play the cue ball off 2 rails, just above the middle pocket, and leave the combo 3-7. That's what he's looking at.
Yeah, good call, Chris.
But he's going to have to play it really slow so that he can hold for the 3 ball as well. He's in deep thought here. What does he play? He's going to have to hurry up whatever he decides.
Yeah, it's distasteful to have to play for a tough combination from your break all the time, but that's what it is.
Perfect. Just about, maybe a touch too far, but he's okay. And what does he do? I think he has to play the combo. I have seen another shot, Mark, but it might seem a little bit stupid to our viewers. Playing the 3-7 bank combination, because then the 3 ball stays where the 7 is, and he's perfect on it, and it's a big pocket up there. He could play safe. He's playing safe here, is Darren. Well, he needed to hit that a little bit harder. But it may roll just behind it. Very close. Very close there. He did the right thing, though. He had to make sure he got the cue ball far away from the 3.
Would he ever bank the 3 back at the 8? Because he has the 6 ball helper.
Quite possibly.
Or too risky. No, you think so?
He could play the cut on the 3 ball, and the cue ball's going up towards the 8. The only thing that can really go wrong is if he plays it that good that the cue ball follows the 8 ball in. Well, it looks like he's doubling the 3 up and down. Not quite sure.
Okay, this is not bad. Given the distance and awkwardness of that shot, that's a pretty good result.
That's a good shot, but again, don't be surprised if Darren makes his shot.
Well, he'd be making it from 2.5 diamonds away from the pocket.
Can he hit the ball? I'm just wondering. He needs to hit this just inside the middle diamond and get the overhead for the line. He's going to play this cue ball just there, in here. He's been unlucky there.
Ugly double kiss, yeah. Jason Shaw is motoring along over there. What's he got?
Wow.
6-0.
6-0 to Jason so far. He doesn't mess about.
I think after last night, he figures he's supposed to run every rack.
Well, the thing is, when you've got confidence of what Jason's got and he's winning a lot of tournaments, things are going great in his life. It's like you spoke about earlier, he certainly calmed down and got better as a person. I think that comes with, obviously, being a father now.
Yeah, he's definitely got some more maturity.
Well, I can't see Kaci missing from here. These are
Right.
pretty simple for this guy. And it would be better if he made the 6 and the 8 in the same shot here.
Nice call, Chris.
Well, it's looking like 10-8 to Kaci. And one mistake could end this match from either player.
Yeah, Darren's had to fight like everything to get back into this match, but Kaci just keeps pulling the game back. That big lead early made a big difference.
I was just looking at the Earl Strickland game. He's now 5-all, and he's just had a massive roll out of a hook. He's fluked the 6 ball. Well, I'm sure if he makes a mistake, he'll be saying the other guy's a lucky player. Love watching him play, though, Mark. He's a genius.
He was Jason Shaw years ago. He had that.
Yeah, you can see that with his shot-making ability. Just, I mean, how old would Earl be now? 50?
A little higher, yeah. He's probably 52 or 53.
He plays like he's a teenager.
Good players that have him down 8-3, and they're still the underdog. Race to 11 in his prime.
Yeah, I can believe that. Well, Kevin Cheng was 5-2 up, and now he's 6-5 down.
Track 19, Eklent breaks on the hill.
This will be Kaci's last break of the match. He's leading 10-8. One ball found in the side pocket. This will be a legal break. Here comes the 2.
Not easy. Not easy at all on the 2 ball. In fact, I think he'll play the hook behind the 4. The way he's played this game so far, I can't see him playing another shot apart from the hook.
Yeah, if he succeeds and gets that cue ball pinned up behind the 4, he really puts himself in a strong position to win this match.
Well, Darren will be in major trouble if he gets him tight behind the 4 ball. Oh, that's a poor shot there from Kaci. He should have been tight up behind. I mean, he's got the hook, but he should have been really tight up behind that 4 ball. He's given Darren a chance of a one-rail kick here. And a good opportunity to hook him back, really, where the balls are situated. If we can get the overhead here, we can see that what Darren's going to play, he's going to play off the top rail with right-hand spin, hitting the 2 thin. The 2 will come off the side rail and back across, and the cue ball will go down here. And that is exactly what he's trying to play. And he's played it poorly. He's hit it too thick.
Got just a little more of the 2 than he anticipated.
Just wondering if he has to play a bit of a draw shot off the top rail to get on the 3, or can he just roll it in? Not quite sure from this angle.
Looks like he has enough angle here that he may have to do something else besides just roll.
He may have to power this in with draw so it goes forward past the 8 and then draws back onto the top rail.
Yeah. Kind of a bounce draw type of thing.
Yeah. The only problem we've got there is if you hit the side of the 8 ball, you could scratch.
What about a stunned stop shot? Stick the cue ball to the 6 and just bank the 2. Not for the pocket, but I'm saying wide. Just
He could make the 2 and just stop at the cue ball on the 8 and bank the 3. That wouldn't be a bad option.
I guess he feels like he can billiard the 3 ball with topspin here. Just rolled in, have the cue ball hit the 3. Yeah.
I was playing to the crowd there, Mark.
Well, that was the decision, though.
Yeah, it's a good shot, that is. I mean,
right.
It did look a lot more difficult than what he played.
And by playing it that way, he knew he'd make the object ball because he wasn't trying to power and bounce and all that. And if he doesn't get a favorable bump on the 3, he can still play on.
He's miscued. He's miscued and he's got lucky.
Well,
He's got lucky. He may have left the 3 into the corner, I'm not quite sure, but he's got lucky there.
the thing is, Darren has to feel like he's lucky.
Well, you're just happy to have another chance here.
Right.
Darren should be thinking that I've out of the game, I've lost the match, and now he's miscued. Who knows?
Wow.
I mean, I don't quite know what he was trying to do with get so much draw on the cue ball. I mean, this table reacts like crazy when you play with any kind of spin.
Well, you know it's left English because the cue ball squirted when he miscued too. He barely hit the
Yeah, this needs to
3.
be a good shot here. He's got a little bit fortunate there. I think he's left him dead straight on the 3 ball, bridging over the 8.
Yeah, this is a tough shot.
Do you like just stunning this in and banking the 4? I know if this was Jason Shaw, he'd make this and draw back in between the 5 and the 8 off the top rail.
No. You know what? I kind of like going forward and just playing the safe on the 4. Just put the 4 right down there at the center of the end rail and try to get the cue ball underneath the 9.
Yeah, that's a really clever shot. Ooh, this is an easier shot now. He's a little bit too close to the rail there.
Mm-hmm. Like on the 3 ball, I just want to make sure I make that ball, no matter what. He's not taking the bank on from here, is he?
He's looking at it.
Yeah, I know. Boy, that's hyper aggressive.
Well, the harder he plays this with topspin, the more likely the cue ball will end up on the rail. I think he's got to play the shot you said, Mark. Send the cue ball twice across in behind the 9. That's a good shot. Has he left the gap? He's left the gap, but I don't quite know if he can play a good safety.
No, this is tough. This is really tough. From this range, you can maybe even hit a piece of the pink 4 balls all.
Well, for me, the only thing he can do is send the 4 up and down in between the 6 and 5 and try and get the cue ball in behind the 6 or the 8. It's such a tough shot. Such a tough situation that he's in also.
It's so iffy that even the 2 cushion kick is not that bad. I don't know if you can get to the side rail. It looks like you can. I don't know if we can get the overhead real quick, but if we do, we could diagram this.
This is a funny situation right here, Mark.
It's a long way from the rail for kicking 2 cushions too. So
I think he's
with
got to go
accuracy.
direct.
All right. Oh, you've been right straight away. So
I'm wondering if he can play it with left-hand spin, so when the cue ball hits the left-hand cushion, it dies
Right.
with spin. He's playing a 2-rail kick here. I think he's going wide here. I think he's close to...
no.
Well, he's left him straight in on the 4 ball.
Yeah, a little unfortunate there. He played that with a nice pace. In a lot of ways, it could have turned out favorable. This way, it didn't.
Well, we've seen from earlier games that Kaci's made a few mistakes towards the end of this match. Is he going to make another?
Yeah, no, he was definitely leaking oil there after we got past the 3/4 quarter pole. Good shot.
Yeah, and he's in perfect position now. Absolute prime position. And you have to feel for Darren. He's had a few chances towards the end of this game. Just hasn't taken them, which he normally would.
Yeah, everything's laying right out here. Kaci's played a good match.
And he's kept to the same pace as well throughout the match. He's not speeded up, he's not slowed down.
And plus, it had to be a massive win for him to beat Darren Appleton, they were just announcing how many titles he has. He's going to the Hall of Fame.
Well, I think the only way that this could go wrong is a skid, personally. And there he's in prime position. He's not going to miss this.
Match ball now. That will do it. But Chris, any closing thoughts here on the match?
Well, Kaci played a great game to go 6 or 7 in front. And then obviously Darren had a couple of opportunities but didn't take them. And like I said earlier, you can forgive him for that. It was early. But for me, knowing Darren as I know him, this shot he's looking at now, what he's setting up, he should have played the combination. He's so good at combination shots. I think he would make this 8 out of 10 times, this combination.
Okay, thank you sincerely to Chris Melling and each of you at home joining us. This has been ACCUSTATS video production. That's our time for this time. Until next time, so long.